Hey, what's shaking, everybody? It's good to see you guys again, and it's good to be back. We're coming here from Greenwood, Arkansas. It's a beautiful winter day, a little cold. I think it's down to the 50s. So that's quite a change from where we used to be. But we're going to share with you a real quick mail day. We've got several things here that came through the mail, and we'll flip this around and we'll go through that here in a second. But what we want to do is we want to touch base with you guys, say thank you for all the support you've shown throughout social media. We really appreciate that, and that's really helped to push us and drive us, just getting listings out there and doing better by the hobby and the chance we have to be in this space. So we want to acknowledge that, and we want to talk a little bit too about some questions and feedback that we've got from some followers and supporters about starting the card sale, starting to take action to sell your card. So the mail day is going to kind of touch on that, and then we're going to expand on that at the end of that. So I'm going to flip the camera around, stand by, hang on, and we'll see you right away. All right, we're back, and first things first, as you can see right here, we've got a couple comic books, and these have came to us from a longtime friend and supporter that we were in the Kansas Army National Guard with. Our buddy Taz, he's collecting comic books. That's the thing he's into. We're more into cards, but he come across these two issues and sent them to us as a rack, along with some Upper Deck 99 football card packs. So we're going to break those eventually, and we're going to rip them. And we're in the process of looking for some nice frames for these things, or, kind of looking at it right now, man, it makes a hell of a nice backdrop. It sure beats up the kitchen table that we have been using due to, our lighting issues. So one of the first things we want to share with you guys, we got a rack in the mail from a Instagram supporter, Frexen Cards. So at Frexen Cards on Instagram, I don't know if you can see that real good. Frexen Cards, FREXASCARDS. So he just out of the blue asked for our address, said, hey man, here you go. And that was really cool. So we've got a 2019 Disco Prism of Chris Harris in the Color Rush uniform. Now, me and Hugo had talked about DeAndre Hopkins and our appreciation for this guy. So out of the blue, man, here is an autographed, I believe, Rookies and Stars rookie card, autographed rookie card. Here's a Score throwback rookie card. And this one, we've been chasing these on eBay a little bit. So that was cool to see. And then another rookie card. So Hugo is a big time Texan fan. And that's kind of how we met, was through some mutual friends on Instagram over his love of the Texans and DeAndre Hopkins. And, lo and behold, man, he just comes through big time with some awesome cards from his personal collection. So that in and of itself is pretty cool, and is going to tie into what we're going to talk about as far as making that move to sell some cards. The next pack we're going to go through here is a pack from Midwest Box Breaks. And what had happened was they were doing a subscriber retweet giveaway on Twitter. And typically we don't get involved in those type of things, but we did because Midwest Box Breaks Ben runs a good business over there, and they're a good organization, and we want to support them. And the best way sometimes you can do that through social is just, click the like, click the subscribe, retweet, share, do those kind of things. So we wanted to do that and get the word out about the good things going on at Midwest Box Breaks out to those who follow us. So we were able to do that. Now, by doing so, we got a free spot in a multi-box baseball break. I didn't realize that we had it. And what was cool was, after the fact, Ben hit us up and said, hey, I've got some cards I need to send you guys, and I want to make sure that the address is still the same. So these are those cards. So we've got a family business, Hank Aaron, and we drew the Braves. How crazy is that? We're not really even baseball card collectors, and we come up with the Braves. And here's another Hank Aaron. What years are these? These are Topps, 2019 Topps. Here's a Topps Chrome, Josh Donaldson. Donruss Optic, Freddie Freeman. That's an Optic Silver too, right there, man. That's cool. We got Tokai Toussaint, rated rookie. Then we got another Topps Chrome, Riley Austin. Another Freddie Freeman. Another Riley Austin, rookie debut. And I'm not spun up on baseball cards. So what's cool about this is it'll force me to do some research. And then, as being part of the Braves, here's a Ronald Acuna Jr. and followed up by two Topps Chrome Ronald Acuna Jr.'s. You know, that's a wow. You know, what can you say? But the cool thing was, you know, there's a lot of integrity involved and been demonstrated that. And that's another thing that we kind of want to talk about as far as getting into sales, you know. So here's one case where, you know, Ben's a big baseball fan. And you know, he could have easily just said, hey, man, I like the Braves and I want to keep these cards. And I'd have never known any different. So it's cool that he shared. And then, you know, Hugo sharing his DeAndre Hopkins rookie cards with us, you know, that's awesome. The thing is a lot of times, you know, these cards, even these comics, you know, collectibles have an emotional attachment. So keep that in mind. I'm going to flip the camera back around and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Okay, so we're back and we were just finishing up talking a little bit about the emotional attachment that we get with these kind of cards. You know, whether you're, you know, a pack collector, whether you're a baseball collector or a football card collector, you know, one of the things that ties all of us together is the emotional attachment that we can develop to our collectibles. So, you know, if you're willing to sell your cards and you want to sell the cards, and we've been kind of talking with a lot of people offline about this, you know, because, you know, we get hit up quite often and like, man, what does it take to sell those cards? And, you know, we're not going to really go into the why right now, like why we do it. You know, we do it because, man, it helps sustain our collection. And frankly, it helps us pay the bills, you know, and some days we have good days, you know. We're on track for about a 300 sale month in a 30-day tax period. But today is one of those days where this is our lone sale of the day. So, and it's a 99-cent auction from eBay. So as good as it can be, it can also be kind of lean sometimes. So just keep in mind that even if you do everything you can, the best that you can, there are going to be those days where maybe you're going to be lucky to just get one sale. And how that ties into the emotional attachment is the thing that a guy or gal has to do is when you're looking at your cards and you're trying to make that decision of, do I want to sell even, or do I not want to sell, even before you get into the minutia of dealing with all the riffraff and shipping and, you know, how do I price it? How do I know what it's worth? What format do I put it on? Do I need to create a website? And there's a million and one things to think about. Is you want to kind of look at it and say, man, can I afford emotionally to let go of these cards? And the thing of it is that we can, you know, we just have to do that. And like Hugo demonstrated with these DeAndre Hopkins, you know, these are out of his personal collection, cards that he knows and cherishes, but he passed them along. One of the things that that's always happened to us when we've done something like that, like giving stuff away, is number one, we let go of something that we thought was really important. And you know, it's been said before, you know, I'll say it again. If you want to grow, you got to let go sometimes. So that's a great demonstration of that. Another thing that happens is whenever we've done this for other people, our sales have increased. So instead of having those one sale a day days, you know, we have our multi-sales days, and those are great things. So one of the things that helps us be able to sell those cards is just the simple act of taking the picture of a card or scanning the card into our photo database. That in and of itself really helped. It helped us initially get over that hump of like, man, I don't want to let this card go, because some of the cards that we cherish the most are some of the ones that are the most valuable or most desired by other collectors and or buyers. So if you're wanting to get into that space and sell a couple cards here and there, I encourage you to do it, you know, by all means. But the thing that you want to do before you get into any of the details, and we'll cover a lot of that later, because we're getting a lot of great questions and feedback on the ins and outs and how to, is just make the decision, can you afford to let go of those cards emotionally? And if you're not quite ready to do that to sell, maybe try by giving things away, or, take a couple cards that, aren't your favorite team or aren't your favorite player, but you got a good contact on social media that they are, their PC, man, drop them in the mail, send them to them, see what it's like. Because as good as selling a card, might be, nothing feels better than giving something away to somebody who really appreciates that. So we'll leave you with that. We'll be back soon, and we can't wait till next time. As always, feedback's appreciated. Find us on social, GK45X5, 45x5sportscards.com. Thank you for your time. We'll see you again.